The CIA hit again. Government struck again. Hey, let me get a wick hit. Let me get a stamp. Let me get a half a stamp. Let me get half a page. Let me get an ID card. Let me get a page. Ketamine, the worst drug that don't hit the jail system, prison system, or whatever, because I don't even know niggas doing that shit on the street. So when I was in Clayco, so young nigga was like, hey man, let me get a wick kit and shit like that. And what they do, they smoke that shit off paper. These niggas getting high off paper and tissue. And these niggas turn to straight zombies. I done seen some of the most swagged up niggas turn straight J. That shit worse than crack. That shit worse than crack, alcohol, and all that shit in that motherfucker. Motherfuckers calling their parents and shit, calling their folks begging for that shit. And that shit be funny as hell, man. And I first learned about that shit in Clayco. On the streets, nigga wasn't on hearing about no ketamine and all that shit. That shit worse than Percocet and all that shit. So I mean when I was in Clayco and shit, man, that's like the worst jail. That shit like a third world country, straight trenched out, straight trenches. Treacherous. That shit down there worse than a level 5 prison. Niggas got down, niggas get half tissue in the paper, nigga hit that shit. And then these niggas turn to a zombie. These niggas argue with a nigga and got down there and be slumped over sleep like they on heroin or something, like they on goddamn, like The Walking Dead or some shit like that. A nigga come up, swirl and hit their ass, bust their head, pow, pow, type shit, you know what I mean? And that shit gotta be a government experiment, cause who the fuck knew ketamine get people fucked up and affect people like that? You know what I mean? But they called it the time machine drug. Cause I asked one of the niggas, though, one of the OG niggas, and I was like, damn, why these niggas be using that shit? And they be like, shit, these niggas got time. Once you hit that shit, you will be like, it's a time machine. Time go by fast and shit like that while you want it. So I was like, damn, these niggas too futuristic for me. But man, Clayco, man, government need to see about that shit. They need to shut that shit down, man. I'm talking about bedbugs. I'm talking about the cell open. There's no, you can't even be locked down unless you in a hole or something like that. It's really ain't, it's a straight jungle. It's really not a safe haven at all, man. You know what I mean? Niggas getting their head put in the toilet. Little niggas getting jumped on, beat up on and shit like that. Man, that shit, that was just real treacherous, man. You can't even tussle with a nigga in there, cause a nigga might give you bugs. You got down and get the fang with a nigga and type shit like that. And next thing you know, you get the itching and scratching and shit. You get the itching and scratching like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I just got down one of the cell and fought this nigga and got down this nigga. I got shit crawling on me, you know what I mean? Real treacherous, man. And then you go take a light shower. And a light shower, what that shit do, the chemical so strong in a light shower, that shit pull all your hair out too. Niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas had, I seen so many niggas with dreads in there and long hair. Them niggas had so many bugs crawling on them, you can see it. And then when they finally do cut their hair, niggas had like 500 eggs. I don't even know them lice, cause black people don't get lice. We don't get bugs. So I don't know what type of bugs are in that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what type of bugs in that motherfucker, man. I ain't never seen them type bugs. They like, you can't kill them. They call them bed bugs or whatever. But nigga would cut his dreads and shit like that, and nigga had 500 eggs in each dread. Each, you know how you got individual dreads? When they was cutting that shit, man, that shit had a nest in that motherfucker. Nigga had 500 nests in his hair. And they were forced to cut their hair, man. That shit sad, man. That shit real sad, man. And then you gotta look at the type of officers that work in there. Those ain't no real polices. Doing some thought holes and street niggas and sissies and shit. Gang members and shit. Sort of like California jail. Like, you know what I mean? Sort of like the shit in California, man. And the young niggas like ruling. Like they ain't looking up to niggas unless you a certain standard or something like that. Cause you got officer little thought hoes coming in there, goddamn, The head chief lady got a BBL with a goddamn fat ass, big ass titties and shit like that. The captain be coming to work with that shit on, Gucci down and this. Like, damn, these the type of people that's leading this jail. You know what I mean? Niggas dying in that motherfucker. So many knives in that shit. You know what I mean? And every day somebody getting busted, an officer getting busted. They getting busted trying to goddamn bring shit in for inmates and shit like that. This shit is treacherous. I don't wish that on nobody, man. I don't wish that shit on nobody. And you know, like, the average county jail, man, when you got there, the average county jail, when you get into a fight or some shit like that, you won't even get free real charges and shit like that. Niggas be begging to go down the road. You go in that motherfucker and you stab a nigga trying to defend yourself, they gonna hit you with aggravated assault. So now, that shit push your court date a year later, 2 years later. So you might beat your original charge, and now you gotta goddamn wait to go to court on your free roll charge. Like, you just caught a fresh, or you might catch a body, or you might catch a fresh charge, and now you gotta bond out of that. And then if you on probation, they gonna violate that shit. That's why you can't find yourself in Clayton County, Georgia, man. Don't do no crime in Clayton County, Georgia. Don't ride with shit. Don't catch no charge in Clayton County, Georgia. I repeat, y'all ever come to Georgia, just come out here and just chill and shit, but do not go to Clayton County, Georgia. That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy, and it's hard to get out there, motherfucker. And you gotta know the law, man. You gonna be out here doing shit, riding in your car, trapping with shit. Don't have nothing in your in plain view. Have that shit in a bag, in a goddamn with a lock on it in the trunk of the car. That you know what I mean? Don't be having shit out in plain view, man. I just had another Muslim brother just went out bad like that in Florida and shit like that, cause he wanna have shit out in plain view. The officer pulled him over and shit. You know what I mean? And another thing, man, niggas gotta take they lick, man. If you know somebody goddamn, if somebody borrow your car, right, or your girl car, and it got shit in the car and the driver don't know about it, and they get booked for their shit and locked up for it, like the real nigga thing to do is go down there and take your lick. Free that man, especially if that man ain't know nothing was in that car. He ain't know no gun was in no car, no weed was in the car. Take your lick. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes and shit, but you gotta free a motherfucker, especially if he on probation and you ain't got no probation. Go free that man. Hey, look, that was my shit. Oh, he ain't know nothing was in that car. You don't just sit there and let a nigga rot in jail like that. You know what I mean? You just gotta be real, man.